Do you ever find yourself saying, man, I wish I had every retro game console and its library at my fingertips all the time? Well, good news. You can. This is the 353v, the new handheld gaming system by Anbernic. I've had it for a few months now, and I'm ready to give you my opinion on it. Real quick, system specs. Has a 3.5-inch LCD screen, and it runs on a 64-bit Linux system. It has 1 gig of DDR4 RAM and 16 gigs of memory. Supports both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and of course, it has 2 SD card slots. It's got USB-C charging, and it actually has HDMI out. This thing actually boasts a lot of retro power. It can play everything from Atari all the way up to a Dreamcast. There's Dreamcast emulators on here. And you know what? They actually run pretty well. It literally has a shit ton of buttons. 2 thumbsticks, we got a D-pad, 4 face buttons, 4 shoulder buttons. Now the form factor on this thing is actually very similar to that of a Game Boy Color. And now that I've gotten some time under my belt with it, I can say that I genuinely think this is a pretty decent little handheld. I did spend a little bit of time playing the PSP God of Wars on it. Playing like this is a little cramped. I actually much rather prefer the wider profile of something like a Vita or a PSP, but for a lot of the old retro games that only require a D-pad and buttons, it works really well. The other thing I think is kind of weird is all of these back buttons. After you get a little bit of play in, it's actually something you can kind of get used to. To be honest with you, I still think I would prefer my Analogue Pocket when I'm taking it on the go, but that's because I like to play the actual cartridges. But this is really the thing that makes the Anbernic succeed. Price point. You can get this thing directly from Anbernic's website for about 110 bucks. And it actually comes with a couple of micro SD cards that have a ton of games preloaded on it already. As where the Analogue Pocket, while it's a much nicer and cleaner built handheld, is gonna cost you about 220 bucks, and you have to supply all your own cartridges. So what do you think of the Anbernic? Would you like to see one of the games played on it? Hit the comments below and let me know what you want to see played, and I'll happily boot it up for you and show you what it looks like. I did buy this with my own money on Amazon. It was not given to me in any way, and this is just my opinion. But if you would like my opinion on more hardware like this, don't forget to click that follow button for more stuff in the future.